Hi all, good morning. I hope all of you are fine. Welcome to your ICT class. In our last class, we have learned about the software called GeoGebra. We have learned about different tools in GeoGebra and how to use these tools to draw different types of patterns and figures. The learning objective for today's class is to learn about calcium software. We have already learned about PHET software, which helped us to learn about the atomic structures and features of different substances. And we know that all the substances on the earth are made up of different elements, and these elements are classified based on their features. For that, we have a periodic table in which the elements are classified. We have learned about this periodic table, elements, and their features in chemistry. So we have a software that is known as calcium, which help us to learn about the periodic table, the different elements, then the features of these elements, and so on. So today we are going to learn about the software calcium. Okay, so let's open the calcium software. For that, go to applications, education, then open calcium. Okay, this is the main window of calcium software. Now let's do our activity, that is, let's find out the features of elements. Here when we open this calcium software, we can see the periodic table, then the different elements that are arranged in this table. So when we move the mouse pointer to each of these elements, we can see its name here in the left side. See, just move the mouse to different elements. We can see the name of that elements in the left side. Now for example, we will open aluminium. Just click on this button, aluminium. Then another window appears. From here we can get many informations about the element aluminium. Here the first one is data overview. From this we can see the melting point, boiling point, electron affinity, electronic configuration, covalent radius, van der Waals radius, atomic mass, first ionization energy, electronegativity, oxidation states, etc. So some of the basic informations about aluminium element is given here in data overview. Second, we have atom model. When we click on this, we'll get the atomic model of aluminium. We can see the orbits and the electrons arranged in the orbits. The model of aluminium we can see here. Next, we have isotopes. When we click on this, we can get the information about the isotopes of aluminium element. Next, we'll see the details of gold. That is AU. It is here. Click on this. In data overview, we can see the basic informations like melting point, boiling point, electronic configuration, etc. Then we can see the atomic model. Then different isotopes of gold element. Next, we'll see iron, that is Fe. It is here. Click on this. Data overview. There are the basic informations. Then we have the atomic model. Then isotopes of iron. Next, we'll see zinc, that is Zn. It is here. Click on this. Then in data overview, the basic informations about zinc. Then the atomic model and different isotopes of zinc. Okay, so this is calcium software. We can see the periodic table here and the different elements arranged in this table. Just move the mouse on different element. We can see its name here on the left side. If we click on any one of the element, we can get the extra informations about that element. That is, here in data overview, we have informations of melting point, boiling point, electronic configuration, covalent radius, ionization energy, oxidation states, etc. Then we can see the atomic model by clicking here. Then we can have the informations about various isotopes of that element by clicking here. So this is about calcium software. This was our first activity, that is to find out the features of various elements. We have checked the features of aluminium, gold, iron and zinc. Now let's move on to our next activity, that is how the elements got their name. For example, gold, it is Au, then hydrogen is H, lithium is Li, etc. So how these elements got their name? Most of the elements were named after the places, countries, or names of the scientists, planets, etc. So, how to get these details about the elements? It is also available in this calcium software. Okay, so we'll select one element. For example, we'll select zinc, that is Zn. Click on this. Here we have already seen the basic information, atomic model and different isotopes. Next we have miscellaneous information. Click on this. Here we will get the details about the person who has discovered the element, the year in which it was discovered, and why that element got its name, etc. Such informations we will get it from here. Okay. Now about zinc. This element was discovered in the year 1746. It was discovered by Andreas Margraf. Okay, so it was discovered in this year 1746 and it was discovered by Andreas Margraf. Then the origin of the name, that means how does this element got its name? The German zinging for rough, because zinc ore is very rough. Okay, zinc is very rough, so it was named as zinc because the German word zinging means rough and zinc is very rough, so it got that so it got the name zinc. Okay, now let's check another element, vanadium. Okay, this element was discovered in the year 1830. It was discovered by N. Sefstrom. Then origin of the name, Vanadis is another name for Nordic goddess Phrygia. Okay, so the details about the person who has discovered the element, the year in which it was discovered and why that or how that element got its name. Such details we'll get it from here in this miscellaneous section. Okay. Okay, now in your textbook, page number 117, a table is given, that is table 7.6. We have to complete this table with the help of calcium software. The first element is americium and the symbol is Am. We have to fill these table, that is how does that element got its name, the person who has discovered the element and the year of discovery. Okay. So we'll select that element, americium Am. Click on this. Okay, the element was discovered in 1945. It was discovered by Glenn T. Seaborg, L. O. Morgan, R. A. James, A. Geors. Then origin of the name, it was named after the country America. A second element is francium Fr. Okay, here is francium Fr. Click on this. This element was discovered in the year 1939 and it was discovered by M. Perret. And origin of the name is, it is named after France to honor Marguerite Perret. The next one, that is rubidium Rb. Okay, this is rubidium. Click on that. This element was discovered in the year 1861 and it was discovered by Robert W. Bunsen, Gustav R. Kirchhoff, and the origin of the name, Latin rubidus for dark red. Now let's move on to the next element, that is copper Cu. It is here. Click on that. This element was known to ancient cultures. So the details of the person who has discovered this element or the year in which this element was discovered is unknown. This element was known from ancient cultures itself. Okay. Then origin of the name, Greek cuprum for Cyprus. Now we'll move on to the next element, that is titanium Ti. Okay, here is titanium. Click on this. This element was discovered in the year 1791 and it was discovered by W. Grigor. And the origin of the name, the Titans were giants in Greek mythology. Now we'll move on to the last element, that is chlorine, Cl. Okay, Cl is here. This element was discovered in the year 1774. It was discovered by C.W. Scheele. Origin of the name, Greek chloros for yellow green. Okay, so that was our second activity for today's class. Okay, so let's summarize what we have learned in today's class. We have done activity 8 and 9 of this chapter. That is, we have learned about a software called calcium, which help us to learn about the periodic table, the different elements in the periodic table and their features. First activity for today's class was to find out the features of elements. So when we click on any of the element, another window will appear. From that we'll get the informations about the atomic model, then basic informations like melting point, boiling point, energy, etc. Then informations about the isotopes of that element. And second activity for today's class was how the elements got their name. Okay, from that window itself we'll get the details about the person who has discovered that element, the year in which that element was discovered, and how does that element got its name. So I hope all of you have understood the topics that we have discussed in today's class. See you next class. Bye.